I'm not really gonna be talking a lot. Yeah, majority of the talking is gonna be on the minimum. Alright. So go get the image. Okay, so pretty much what you're basically going to be doing is literally just taking a background image and making it based off the background image. Like, it's not hard to do at all. It's actually fairly easy. If I can find the image of the wheels that I want to make right now. Give me a second. Alright. I got the image that I needed. Save picture. Alright. So you're going to start off with a background image. Make sure your cursor is set to the center. There you go. Background image. Alright. So you're going to want to make sure it's at least somewhat in a more centered mass, I guess. You need to take a circle. Fuck. You're gonna make a circle. Don't click in here yet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna reduce the amount of sides there are, or vertices, to make the circle. Right now it's at 32. Down here you can change it. You can literally just lower it as many as you want. For wheels, depending, you can do like 25 is a bit. I usually do like 23 or 22 because it kind of gives like a lower poly look, but not really a lot. So once you do that, you can just tab in, and then you're just gonna align it. Alright. So pretty much what you're gonna be doing is like a layering system. So you press I, and what you do is you're able to make the same shape, but inside of it, like as a smaller version, basically. So you're basically gonna follow the lining of it entirely. And hold on. It's good to get a Google image reference of what you're looking at, pretty much. So that way you can see how many like times it dips in, like the wheel, how deep it is, and you can kind of get like an estimate of it. You can do this for pretty much most wheels, but like wheels like MB Battles that actually have curves, you'll have to like go based off your actual like memory, or at least try and imagine it, I guess. I don't really know how to say it. I guess you would imagine it and then try and make it based off that. But yeah, we're just gonna make the outer rim. We're not gonna make the spokes yet. So looking at the image on Google, it's not that big of a rim. The rim is pretty small. Then we'll do another one down here. Then it does like this really deep drop into the center, and then it closes into the middle area around here. Alright, so now that you've at least got like the basis of it, at least, then you can just press Control and then press Shift, and then you're gonna right click the line. Make sure you don't right click it like that, because then you'll just select the wrong one. You're gonna right click it on this line. Like that. You make a mistake there. So pretty much what you can do is I did this backwards. Alright, I missed a step. Hold on. So you're gonna just, after you situate your rim, you're gonna press 1. Hold on. Let me fix the background image real quick. Keep it for the top view. Gonna press E, which is extrude, and then you can press either the Z axis is going, sorry, X axis is going left and right, Y is going front and back, you can't see it, and then Z is going up and down. So it's a little bit of like a shortcut basically. So you don't, basically what you do is you don't move it and it goes like in an angle. So you can just set it to a specific one that you want. See? Alright, so first like a little rim, then we're gonna press I again, we're gonna resize it down to like a moderate sized area. See how it creates the lip, and then size it a little smaller. Then what you want to do is you're going to bring E, then the Z axis. Sorry. Yeah. Press Z. So you get it onto the up and down axis basically. And you're going to go a little bit in. Then you're going to press I again. This is shadowing. Right here is just shadowing around the rim. Then you're going to press E. And then see how like it already adjusts itself to the axis that you last left it on? Then you're fine. But if you want to turn it off and change it to a different axis, you just press the Z or whatever axis you have it on originally, and you move it. So we're going to bring it around here. And then we're just going to press I one more time. And we're going to bring it in like that. Now, what I usually do is, I'm a little weird with it. I select the edges, right? And I kind of just like scale them in a little bit. So what it does is it makes like an angle instead of like a flat, like straight up down. And then you can do this for all of these too. You just move them in a little bit. Pretty much slopes itself down there. Smooth facing, we're going to leave it on flat for now. So here is where the rim is going to be. And although it's not nice and even as I wish it was, it works out in a way. Let me see. Okay. So basically, after you're done with the rim, you can just go into faces, select the middle one, and then you can delete this because we have like the main out, like inside of the rim that we need. Now we're gonna make the spoke itself. So for that, you're gonna make sure with Shift S, you're gonna make sure your cursor's on the center, which is this little checkered thing right here, this red and white. Make sure it's on the center. Then you're gonna just move this to the side. You don't need this right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna spawn in a plane, put it in edit mode, press Z so you can see through it and see the image. And what you can also do is modifiers do come into play. So if you wanna pretty much you can make half of the star. For this one, this is a star for the spoke. So what you can do is you can make half of the star and then use a mirror modifier to reflect it. So whatever you make on this side will be on this side instead of having to go over it like by hand, which is what we're gonna attempt to do after I rotate it a bit. Let's make it a little bit more straight. There we go. Yeah, down here there's like a little tab with other stuff to help you as well. For your background images, you can, this is to go vertical, and this is to go horizontal, left and right, up and down, rotate, and then this is to scale it. It tells you right here. When you hover your mouse over it, it'll tell you everything that you need. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty much extrude it, and by that it's what we did earlier, pressing E. Then you're gonna put it to the Y axis because it's moving up and down. Then you're gonna extrude it, use the X axis, extrude it, use the Y axis. Then we're gonna like line it up here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it this way, and then you can also touch up that as well. Extrude it, X axis. We can make these a little bit closer too. Now extrude it, Y axis. Now we're gonna move it this way. Move it a little bit up. Little stuff like this, like basically the distance between these two and these two don't have to be exact, but you don't want to make it look like a mess at the same time. So what you could do is, there's another alternative that I usually do. So what you can do is you can take both of them, extrude it, use the axis here, and then move it like that, and then try and align it a little bit nicer too. Then what you do is extrude it, use the Y axis, then move it once again down. If you're picky. If you really care that much about the distance and you have OCD or whatever it is the case may be, because we're gonna fill these up anyway, so you're better off doing that, I guess. You're gonna extrude it again, put it on the X axis, then we're gonna press G. You can also put G to move it, and then Y axis. You don't have to use the arrows all the time. If you want, that's a preference. Now right here, this is one thing I usually do as well. You can remove this from here. And considering, wow, that's actually not perfectly straight. I just realized that. Alright, hold on, because I didn't notice how actually fucked it is. Trying to eyeball this is a pain in the ass. Okay. Sheesh. So I'm gonna move it, Y axis, X axis, and move it down to here. Now there's two things you can do here. You can do one where you can duplicate it and then rotate it, which is also an option. It's not always the best, because depending on the image, like the image obviously isn't centered from the way it's taken, but then you can kind of use your doesn't have to be spot on. Then you do the same thing, rotate it, now aligning and everything else is like one thing that I'm very bad at, and it takes me like so long to actually do it nicely, or at least to the way that I like it. So you can kind of, we'll leave it like that. We'll worry about that later. Like that. A little bit like that. Okay. So now, once you add all these, get a modifier for the mirror. You change which way you want it to mirror, and it's not mirroring the way I want it to. Nice. Where's the origin set? Okay, hold on. Yeah, my bad. I didn't realize that. There we go. Alright, yeah, you can use this for the origin, because I didn't realize that it had to be set. I forgot about that. But, as you can see, it mirrors it basically the way you're making it, so I think I'm just gonna do the other approach. Just gonna make half the regular way. So we're gonna press E, then X, then G, and then Y. I have my keys right here as well. Why does it look so big? These are kind of pissing me off. Alright, anyway. Just trying to think. Of course it's not even. There we go. Now I gotta get these. Alright. Get them like that. Alright. I should have chose a more simplistic wheel. Okay. Alright. I don't remember how I did this the first time. I did this with, what wheels was it that I did these? I freed these like a while ago, too. Alright. Because I'm drawing a blank on how exactly I'm gonna do this. Let's try something else. Let me try a different method real quick. God, I fucking hate stars. Can't even draw a perfect one, let alone make one. Trying to think. Because there's only so much I can... Oh! Alright, I think I just figured out something. Alright, let me see something real quick. Yeah, they're not even. Is it this image? Wow, I'm actually getting pissed off now. Shift right click. I've actually never done shift right click. I usually just do extrude. I think you can do shift right click though. I don't know. I don't do shift right click typically. Let me find another wheel that is more simplistic because these are pissing me off. Hold on. Because I have some other images. Let's see. What rooms have I not made that are in here? Did I make these? No, I don't think so. You know, we're gonna make Equipo ones because I have yet to make those. So we're just gonna swap this background image. Work. Why is it so freaking retardedly placed? Oh, it's probably because of my rotation. That's my fault. Alright. I was about to say, I was like, what the hell? I was about to start getting mad. Alright, so these are a little bit bigger, so we're just gonna use this as reference. So now we can get rid of these, because now we have to start over again. Alright. So once again, Equip 01s only have two major divots. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Press I. This is one. Or you know what I could do? Scale that down. God, it's not even even. Alright. That's as even as we're gonna get. So what you can do is control R, which is like a loop cut, and you can divide it as many times as you need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the inside one would be 5. So there we go. And then right click and it'll center itself out. So now what you can do is oh no, because we have to extrude these either way. That's right. Thought I could use loop cut. I'm pissing myself off. Alright, well, extrude, z-axis. Press I. Then we're gonna extrude it again, z-axis. Down into that. Now we're we're gonna extrude it one more time. Into there. That's a little bit exaggerated. Holy hell. Oh, I missed one, that's why. Just wondering, why the hell is it like... a little bit smaller. There we go. I was looking and I was like, what the hell? It's like, why does it look like that? There we go. That's a little bit too big. Alright. 3. So now we're gonna go down one again. And that's gonna be where it stops. And then for an interior one, we're gonna duplicate it, lift it up again about halfway. We're gonna extrude and then put it in, bring it inside. And the flip normals. There. It's halfway down. Let's bring that out a little bit. Alright. Rim is... Hold on. Bring it down one more. Alright. The rim itself is pretty much there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move this out the way. Put a plane. Oh, coincidental. It's pretty much a similar shape. There's a shortcut to this. You could pretty much kind of cheat it by doing this. Pretty much just beveling it. And then we're going to use this shape anyway. But nobody's going to see the back, so you could delete the rear face. You're just only going to need these. So then based off this, because it's thicker, so this is going to be here. That means that it's going to go a little bit deeper down. Okay. So then the next layer, we will start right here. Separate that real quick. Alright. There we go here. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? I could have actually kept it like that. Sizing, use the Y. Then here, size it, use the X-axis. There we go. Then you just delete the edges in between. Now one's like, remember we're gonna mirror this, so we don't need this half. Nah, I can get rid of it. So we're gonna go extrude, gonna move it over here. So now we're gonna start beginning this shaping over here. We could just move to over here, I guess, and then the third one on there. Actually, I'll start with this one first. Hold on. How many sets are there? Oh, alright. There we go. Then that we're pretty much... We can move this back a bit. Move that back a bit. There we go. Now we move this, extrude upward. Alright. Fucking chat. Alright. Remember, this is like 2. This is the full thickness of it, and this is half. So that's why it looks all weird and chunky. And then this you can kind of just duplicate it, separate it, and then rotate it. Then you mirror it, apply it. Boop, get rid of these. Take this and add it onto that. And there you go. You gotta look the other side. Cheat code. Alright. Now this entirely mirror. Don't worry about this. We're gonna figure out this and these right here. As a matter of fact, we'll figure them out right now. Because this is a flat anyway. Subdivide. Grab this point, and this point. This one. This one doesn't really matter. You can just move it down there with it. You're not going to see these anyway. They're going to be inside of the wheel. But now that also ruined that a little bit. Stupid ass line. Alright, there. Now we're gonna get the edge of this one, the edge of this one. Boop, 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 boom. Dun, dun, dun. Now we're gonna extrude it down to Hold on, let me look at the Google image. It goes just about down to there. Alright, and that's pretty much one piece of the puzzle done. Bolts are pretty easy, actually. So we're gonna go to create a circle, obviously. Nope, not 5, sorry, 6. Yeah, totally. 5 vertice lugs. So we're gonna oh wait, forgot one. Don't worry, these aren't going to be the actual size. I'm just making them for that area. Alright, now we duplicate it. And we just move it down like that. Mirror it. And then just leave the modifier like that. So we got little bolts in there. That's cute. Alright. Now, I'm going to also show you how to cut inside of this. This shape right here, the square that we made, we're going to cut inside of it now. So with that, we're going to make another circle. This one you can have it, 10 will do. It's not needed to be high poly. Alright. So this one, another one, gonna be really small. You're gonna line it up to like here, around where the lug would be, or at least the lug's ring. We're gonna be UV mapping these, so mind you. So you're gonna be like that. I told you to do a live stream in Studio 86 and you did it. Thanks, bro. Oh, yeah, I said no and I ended up doing one anyway. Okay, so once you do the shape, you can extrude down. Oh, make sure you fill it and then extrude downward. Don't worry about the normals that you have. You gotta make sure it goes through fully. It didn't. Alright. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it. We're union. Carve, and then you're gonna look for this, which is this is plain. So you're gonna go here, and you press 0. See how it makes 2 lines that go into it? Because what you're doing is, God, I didn't mean to actually put the fucking. Alright, there. Is this plain or plain 1? Alright, plain. Alright. Hold on. Because for some reason it's not getting there. Did that make it its own shape? What is this? Oh, I did it backwards. I'm a dumbass. Alright, sorry. Ignore anything that I just did. I am a dumbass for that. I did it backwards. So whatever you're trying to make cut into it, you have to put it on this first. Wow, what a freaking dummy move. Okay. This is circle 02. There we go. So you're gonna apply it like that. And then what it does is it cuts the hole. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry. That was Wow, that must have been very confusing to watch. Okay. We can move it over. Back on down to the bottom. Right over that. Then you're going to cut it again. Add the modifier, boolean. You're going to go to the difference. You're going to go to circle of 2. And you're going to go to carve. Sorry, union. Don't go to difference, union. Delete that. No! Oh my god. Alright, I literally just did it, and I ended up confusing myself in the process and getting myself mad. Okay, so get rid of the faces here. So once you select these, now you're gonna extrude on the z-axis. It's gonna go down. They're not that deep. It goes up to like at least here, around that area, because no one's gonna be like looking so close into your wheel for this. And I missed a spot. Alright, now over here you're gonna grab these, the bottom of these, and you're just gonna move them in there nice and snug. Boom, we got bolts. Alright, hold on. Now that we finished at least the basis of the bottom, we're gonna move our back to the center. We're gonna make a circle again. This one you can leave 10 lugs too, or you can put like 12, either or. Mind you, poly is a thing, so you're gonna scale it like to this. What's the cap like on this? And the cap on this one is pretty easy. You just fill it, press I, there, and then you move it right up. And then that's really it. This cap is very, very easy to do. There you go, right like that. Now we're gonna have to rescale it or fix it, judging on the rest, because we still have to make the white part. So don't worry about that. Not yet, at least. So here's what we're gonna do. Because the white part goes, it's actually relatively high. Alright, so due to the fact that this is going to be really tall for some reason, I don't actually know the scaling properly of it. Looking at an image, yeah, it's actually pretty tall. Alright, so we're going to start making the white part. This is the white part in here. These bolts, don't worry about them. We're going to do those in a bit. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of this like we did before. Going to duplicate it, press P to separate it, look for it right here. Now we're going to move it. This time it's going to be a little bit higher, and we have to move those bolts up now. So we're going to go about that height. Seems proper. Yeah, right there. Alright, so you're going to go in here, do the same thing we did before. You know, scale it to the Y, X-axis for these right here. I should have done those with the bottom ones. There we go. Choose your selected axis. Then we choose these two. And we scale it by the Y-axis. Make them real small. Fit right nice and snug on there. Then we're going to get rid of these. Going to delete the edges. Now we're going to get rid of half of these because we're going to mirror it. So you get rid of the vertices there. Oh, I did not realize that. We could have kept these, because now what we can do is we can select by edges, subdivide it, and now we can scale it by the Y and then move it by the X. Look at that. Nice and simple. Little shortcut. Now I'm going to take these, because like we did last time, this one's going to be the main priority. So we're going to move it all the way over here. And this one's pretty simple. You don't have to do much for this. Scale it by the Y. Then we're going to press E one more time. Going to bring it right around here. Scale it by the Y. Right there. Try and keep the cone shape. Then we're going to flip the normals. We're going to select these. We're not going to fill this just yet, actually. We're going to wait. Because we still have to make the other parts. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take both of these. We're going to scale them by the Y. All the way over here. We're going to move them by the X-axis, right over here. Then we're going to extrude by the X-axis again. Over here. It doesn't matter when they overlap, because these are flat. They're not curved rims. So we're good on the way they look. So if it overlaps, it's fine. You can press G and then move it by the X-axis by pressing Z. Kind of get it in the middle, a little bit over the line. Alright, so now once you did that, now we're gonna extrude it, and we're gonna close it by the Y. Oh shit, there we go, sorry. There we go. And we're gonna close that off. Just right about there. Okay, so now that we have like half of that made, we're gonna turn on the mirror modifier. Yeah, that seems a bit high. Oh, hold on. We have to use this for height. Lovely. I made it all the way up here. Alright, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this up. Just like that. Perfect. That's just what we wanted. Because the edges of this come up just slightly. Not a lot, just slightly. So we're gonna select this again. And we're gonna move it down a bit. Because it's a little bit too high for everything else. Just right about there. It's got to be higher than this piece. But it's also got to be at the right height as that. Let me edit that real quick. So we're just going to lift that up a bit. And notice how ooh, you could see that actually. Alright, so I made one mistake. Right here. It was aligned on this side, but not on this one. That's okay, we can fix that. Just a simple fix. Let me scale it a little bit bigger. There you go. Solve that out. Now, this part is good too. It's nice and aligned. You can't, like, remember, these are going to be on your car, and they're going to be spinning. No one's going to be able to see these. Like, no one's going to be like, oh yeah, let me zoom in hard as hell on your wheels. No, it's not realistic. So you don't have to put a lot of detail in the area that people aren't going to see. So like these little bolts as well, you don't have to put a lot of detail. I just do main detail on the regular lugs, and then what I do from there is, for the smaller ones, I make another, hold on, let me center. Make another circle, and instead I just put like 4. Oh, okay, that's not, sorry, 5. Because nobody's going to look at these. And then what you can do actually is you could do 4. Where the fuck is it? Oh. Extrude it up. Now watch this. Take it. Make it smooth. No. We actually gotta do 5. Don't do what I just did. Use 5. Don't use 4. Because you're not gonna use 6. 6 is like so much just for nothing. You can't even see these. Make the tires also. Yeah, I'm gonna be making tires. What do you mean by stance rims? Do you mean like where the rim is actually like poking outward, or There. Alright. So now that we have this, we're gonna move this here, scale it. No one's gonna see these, so you don't have to worry about these. Alright. Alright. So we're gonna fill it, and it's just simple. Then you just bring it up, and you just extrude it downward. Remember, no one's gonna see these. Like, up close, nobody's gonna see these. These are just like dress-up bolts, basically. So you could scale it like that, because we gotta UV map these anyway. So we're gonna keep them like this. Damn, that actually looks really big for the rim. Let me move this back a little bit. Just a little bit. Because that looks so big. No other intentions. He means like rims the stance uses. So stretch tires, that's what you want? I can show you how to do the tires. So with the tires, basically, it's the same thing. When you're making the rim, you're kind of just banking it to look like inside. Oh, I just forgot. You gotta lower these a little bit too. A little bit inside, not a lot. The rim, we could close that here. Tires, I'll show you how to do once we're done here. So let's finish the spokes. So, well, the spoke itself. It's like it's one spoke, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna finish this up. So now that we've made the shape of it, the general shape, what we're gonna do is select all, Control F, and then just do fill. And then what else you can do is Control F again. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go all the way down, and you should see tries to quads. Boom. Simple. And then you're just gonna press W again, flip normals, and look at that. Ta-da! Now we're gonna select the outside of this. Is there a doubled normal in there? Hold on. I'm curious. Is there a normal in there? Yeah, there was. There was an extra normal in there. That's fine. We can just refill it. It's not hard. Just press F. Alright. So once we've done that, we're going to want to select the outside, the outer edge, like we did the first time. And all you're going to do is just extrude it right down to the second piece right there. Look at that. Majority of the rim is forming now. Now what we're also going to do is, they have like a little bit of a stretch to it. So what we're going to do is grab these points right here, 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 and that one on the bottom, and we're going to scale it by the Y. And then what we're also going to do is do a little bit more, actually. Not that much. Because remember, we have holes here that we don't want to go into. And they're not that deep. So, that piece. And then we're going to take these, right here. And we're just going to move them out with the x-axis. While selecting the ones in the middle as well. So what you're doing is you're making a nice little formation like that. Then you can actually you can kind of exaggerate it if you want. I mean, it depends. It's all in your own preference. Like this is a lot, because see how it cuts into the other side, which is why, like right there on the barrier is perfect. It's perfectly the way we want it. Here, we're gonna remove these vertices. Then we're gonna mirror it, apply it. Actually, that is a bad mistake. Why would I ever do that? Alright, you know what I didn't do? I didn't cut the other sides, which was a dumb mistake. I should have cut them all at once. Alright, we'll solve that later. Right now, we're just gonna finish this. On the hubcap as well. This is not supposed to be, at least, that humongous. Alright. What's left? What is left? Oh, the bolts on the side. Yeah, these, we're gonna scale them down, because we're not really gonna pay attention to these. Now we're gonna duplicate it, and we're gonna move it over here. Just move it as best as you can. It doesn't really matter placement wise, so you can always just move it with the UV. So, and then basically what you do is, after you're done with that, you duplicate them, and then boop. That way they're symmetrical to your own standard. And then look at that. We're gonna borrow this one real quick, and we're gonna subdivide that real quick. Delete these. God damn it. Oh, I didn't split the bottom, that's why. That's okay, we can do that when we apply it. I'm gonna bring it up here, just like that. Wow, that's actually kind of irritating me. There we go. Sheesh. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Duplicate it. Bring it down here. Why is it doing that? Is there a face down there? Oh, there is. Look at that. I didn't know that. Then what exactly is this face? What's causing that? Alright, there. Get rid of, does the other one have that too? Oh, it does. My bad. I didn't notice that. I did not notice that at all. But now I want to get rid of this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's fixed. So now, add the mirror. And look at that. It's pretty much there, but just without coloring. Alright. So now that we did the rim, and pretty much once you keep doing it, you get better at it. And textures really do save you. Oh, this pain in the ass again. Alright. Hold on. I have an idea. I'm just gonna subdivide it. And then we're gonna take this half and just cut it off. Okay, I did the wrong thing. I did it by face. Apply that. Now we're gonna go again and make another circle. Once again, we're gonna do 10. Scale it, move it, and move it as best as you can. It doesn't really matter at the same time. So now we're gonna duplicate it. I didn't mean to duplicate that in object mode though. Alright, so now that we have these, fill them, extrude them up, and now we just move them back down. When we go to here, go to Boolean, we're gonna go to Union, nope, difference, sorry. And these are circle 04, look for the name, circle You can rename them if you want. You don't have to do it that way. I usually do it that way because it's my preference. There we go, like that. Now we're going to extrude them all the way down. And then we fill them. Look at that. Nice and easy. We didn't miss any this time, too. And now, mirror it. Boom. That looks... Oh, the lines... Alright. Yeah, let's put this to Roblox's standards. There we go. So we can remove all that extra stuff. Alright. So for wheels, because that's what you guys wanted me to do as well. We're gonna rotate this like that. Move it up a little bit. Actually, we'll move it back. Let's start centering the axes. So this one is alongside... Oh, no, it's not actually. Alright, let's select all this. Let's all put these to the same axis. So we're gonna just do this real quick. Whatever doesn't have the same axis as it. Oh, we gotta remirror that. Yes. Note that some of your modifiers will have to be redone. See how the bolts? There we go. This. Alright, everything is one solid. Huh? Oh, these. Join, separate, and mirror it. Alright, now that everything is at one solid axis point, we can now take this. Also, I'm going to put in the description a time skip to where I actually start making the wheels instead of like the first part where I was fucking up everything. Alright, so this is what you're going to want to do. Let me go get the image that I typically use. So you can easily find out or find where a picture of like a tire profile. Any tire profile doesn't matter. Like it can literally just be anything. You wanted to see, somebody wanted to see stretch tires, and you guys wanted to see regular tires. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the regular tires first, and then I'll do stretch tires, because then I can just edit it off of that. So let me get the regular tire profile picture real quick. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Save image as. Alright, there. Gonna go to here. Oh, okay. We could rotate it this way, it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna move this that way. Right about there. Because this is where we're gonna be. This is where the tires come in. You're gonna grab that edge that you made earlier. So it's around the rim. It's right on the inside. And depending on if you want stretch tires, you move this a lot more. Like for low cars that want to sit on the rim, you can move that lower if you want. And what you're gonna do? How much poly is this already? Wow, it's already 1.3. I usually get like 2K around mine. Wait, anyway. We're gonna move this up a bit. Right there should be good. So you're gonna extrude it, x-axis right here. Then you're gonna scale it to the y-axis, and I'll show you why. Don't worry about it. You're gonna scale it bigger than the photo. Then you're gonna move it with the x-axis. Then you're gonna do the same thing. After extruding it one more time, you're gonna scale it with the y-axis. This is the back end of the tire, so don't worry about this. So you see how it looks all weird? Oh shit, okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Okay. Because I forgot that when you scale by axis, it ruins it. So we're gonna... Is this? No, same one. Alright. Extrude it. We're gonna move it by the x-axis. Then we're gonna scale it regularly. Extrude it. Move it by the x-axis. Then we're gonna extrude it again. Move it by the x-axis. Then we're just gonna regularly scale it again. You can scale it really dramatically if you want, or if you don't. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna try and maintain the same figure, at least. Hold on, let me make this a little bit smaller. We're gonna move it forward. Now the tires, we're gonna extend them like that. And move it over there, like that. Perfect. Now, it looks really ugly, right? Good. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this. This is gonna be your main source, and you're gonna go to the front view of the wheel. And you're just gonna scale it to however big you want it. You want fat tires, you can do it like this. You want whatever fits. You know, if the shoe fits, it's whatever you want. So it's like that. So now you're gonna take what I did earlier. Remember the loop cut? You're gonna press Control R. Now be careful, because you can actually cut everything else as well if you do it wrong. So you're gonna use the scroll wheel, because we're gonna use 2. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna right click, and it'll center itself and do it all by itself. So now we're gonna do the same thing over here. 2, right click, and then here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna right click this, Control, Alt Shift, right click onto the line, and then do it again, and do it one more time. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bring it out a little bit. Scale it right there, and boom, tire. Oh, that's lower than my other rims too. 1.6. That's not bad. Alright. And if you want it to just be bigger, then all you gotta do is really just... Here, I'll duplicate it so I can show a different... So that's a regular tire. Say... that actually looks pretty thin, but we're gonna call it a regular tire. So here, we're gonna go up here, we're gonna scale it a little bit bigger, so you want a fatter tire, and then here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab this and this, and you're gonna bring, wrong one, bring this up. The first one you can leave. The second one is the only one that you actually scale up, and then just like that. And then you got a fatter tire. Then you, on this one, then this one. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoothen this one out. And now we're gonna start adding sharp edges. So, right here, you can make a sharp edge. I want to turn auto smoothing on. Go to geometric data and then add. So what that does is it allows you to create your own sharp edges where you want it. So we're gonna do that, then that, sharpen them out on the edge right there. Then you can go to here. Then you can go to these. You can bevel them a little bit as well if you want. Your preference. You can bevel them if you want. I usually bevel them because then you can do this. And then you can also do, if you turn on ambient occlusion, see how it adds shading? But it also adds lines, so that's another thing when you're baking something. But that'll come into play. Here, look at this one. This is with ambient occlusion on, off, on, off, on, off. So when you're baking, you can bake it to have these shadows on it. You can bake the wheel to have it. So now we're back at the rim. This is gonna be a sharp edge. There you go. See? Nice rim. You know, we're gonna go back a little bit. Let me go back to before I beveled that. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna only bevel these. Control B. There you go. Just slight. Doesn't have to be a lot. Then this, sharpen it. This one, sharpen it. Look at that. It's a nice wheel. And this one you can smoothen it out. Sharpen the face. Auto smooth. Boom. Look at that. Then these, we're all gonna smoothen them out. Gonna go on to this one. Gonna go on to these, and you're gonna sharpen them up. Turn auto smooth on. There you go. Turn auto smooth on. Add custom. Boom. Sharpen that. Sharpen that. Sharpen that. And that as well. Look at that. It's a lot nicer, right? These you can keep them flat face because you know they're lugs. They're not supposed to be looking all pretty and shit. Oh, what axis am I using? Oh, there we go. Now to the back one. We're gonna turn auto smoothing on for that because it'll already do it for us. Sometimes it'll do it, depending on the shape that you made. It'll do it for you, but not all the time. See, like if I added the geo and I remove it, it does it like differently. It'll sometimes do it for you. That doesn't mean it'll always do it. Now here's what we can do. Here's the cool part. Now that we've made these, we can take this back side of everything, and we can actually extend it a little bit because you see these look a little bit thin. Let's extend it a bit. Let's extend that a bit too. Nice. And we can move these up. Actually, we're not going to move that up because it's actually the nice way I want it. I'm going to get rid of this. So now that we smoothened it out, we did all the stuff that we wanted to do with it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it. And I think I already have a texture for this. Give me a second, let me find it. No, I don't. Alright, I don't have a texture for these already made. When I thought I did. Alright. UV mapping wheels. I'm really not in the mood to do all that extra effort and work. Alright, so you know, UV mapping the wheel is another case that's like the same or a similar setup. So pretty much the way that we set up the wheel is already done. This is the wheel itself. UV mapping, it's already at 1 hour and 13. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. What you can do is you can tips for UV mapping. I suggest using God. Alright. Screw it. I don't care. We're gonna UV map them because you guys don't have a UV map. Okay, hold on. I didn't mean to close that. This is gonna be on the UV map editor. Let me open Photoshop because I need to now make a texture. Alright, hold on. Open. Give me a second, guys. Oh, wow. I'm getting a lot of DMs. I didn't even look at Discord till now. Sheesh. Alright, so let me change this to look at my monitor. There. Now you guys can see my whole monitor. Alright, so this is like my previous texture. Oh no, my texture got stolen. Alright, so I have these from previously. So what we're gonna do is, let me not expose my files. Let me go grab the texture that we used before. Work equip 01s, we're gonna copy it. And I'm really lazy right now, so here's what we're gonna do. My laziness exceeds me. Boom. Let me see. What image size is this? Oh, it's 300. It's HD. Alright. So we're gonna go File, Save As, PNG, Work, Large. There we go. Now that we've saved that, we're gonna open it over here. Downloads, bunch of garbage, JDM, wheel textures, work equip 01s. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna unwrap the wheel. So you're gonna select these. You're gonna press. We're gonna press Control U. We're gonna English. We're gonna press. We're gonna press U. We're gonna Smart UV project, and we're gonna change the angle limit to 1, and we're gonna press OK. Now we're gonna press G. Move these to the side. You're gonna turn this on. Gonna press Control S. Cursor picks cursor to selected, and then we're just gonna move the cursor offset. And I will show you. This is what you need to do in order to be able to UV map the wheel itself. There we go. So repetitive, I hate it. Alright, so now we're gonna go to here. Work equip 01. Now we're gonna move it right there. These are sports tires. We're gonna put it in texture mode. And now what we wanna do is we wanna see what is alike and what is not alike. Hold on. You want to extend it to the fullest. To the fullest extent you can. Alright, so now, after you've done that, you're going to look for oddballs. And I suggest the best way to do it is by turning it at an angle. Like that. And kind of just look for whatever's not facing the same way. Look at that. An oddball. An oddball. An oddball. Oddball, oddball. 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 And an oddball. Now we're just going to rotate them like that. It's a little confusing. Hold on. There we go. Ooh, we got some that aren't actually symmetrical. Oh, we just got one. We got one guy that got past the security. Alright. So now you move it back this way and you just extending it. The way I do it is like I kinda try and get it to be moderate. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Sports tire. Nice and symmetrical on both sides, see? I want to keep it the way it is. So for that you have to mess with the sizing and all that and the way it is. So now for the rest of it, you're going to select these three. God damn it. You're gonna press U, project from view, take it, we're gonna scale it all the way small, and we're just gonna move it in here. We're gonna try and center it as best as we can. Try and center it as much as I possibly can to my best abilities. Just move it over a bit. That's a little bit too small. What you can also do is you just scale these bigger, but it ruins the texture at the same time, so it's kind of like it's annoying. It's such a pain in the ass to do these, but that works. That works perfectly fine. You want to make sure it blends nicely. See, it blends in at least nicely, and the way it does. Alright, so now that's out of the way. Now we're going to take the lugs. These are the regular lugs. I'm going to go 3. It doesn't matter which way you face. We're going to project from view again. We're going to move them over here. I'm going to make them real nice and even. And you want to just make sure both of them look nice and right. See? Just like that. Nothing serious. Now we're going to take this one. It's the cube. We're going to project from view. Move it over here. Scale it down. And you're basically just going to keep doing it that way. You're just going to keep... projecting from view is really like the easiest way to UV map it, honestly. If you want to learn other methods, you can Google them and stuff. Look at that. Nice. Just how we want it. This as well. We're gonna project from view, scale it down a bit so we can angle it the way we want it. These are gonna be a pain in the ass. Alright, let me see. You can also move them, so that's what I'm about to do. Just gonna move it a bit. Why is the width on the tire so small? It's small because it's an ortho. I can make it bigger. Don't worry about it. But right now that's not the problem or the issue. I'll just focus on the task at hand. Okay. UV mapping pisses me off so much. Alright, now we gotta move this. Well, they're not gonna see those. The ones that are inside, they won't see them. So we don't gotta worry about those. We're just worried about the ones that are main priority. The things that people can see, we're gonna cover. And we're almost there. We're almost fully done with the entire thing. Let's do the hubcap. It's really easy. It's the easiest one. It's a freaking circle. And they're kind of blurry. The textures aren't that great. But yeah, pretty much like that. Align it. Project from view. Oh yes. The monstrosity. God. I'm gonna hate myself if I do this wrong. Just like that, it should be good. If you DM'd me on Discord, then I'll get back to you in a second. Just gonna give me a minute. Right here. See how we're having the same reoccurring problem over here? It's not that hard. Just move them. Move them with the x-axis, and that's it. The side is a little bit finicky, but you can just select that, and if you want, you can readjust that yourself and all that. Me, personally, I don't really care, because when you look in the inside, it's like, doesn't matter. To me, at least. We're gonna separate this from here. These are all gonna be joined at the end, so don't worry about it. I'm just separating these for now, because I want to, make sure I got everything. Another way to check if you're like fully fitted is by doing this. You basically get the inside of your circle around the entire thing, and then now you just scale it. As you can see, we're a little bit off. Oh, no, I think I was wrong. Or maybe right there is where we want it. There's no black peeking. Alright, now the bolts. Project from view. And we're nearly done. We're nearly done. Now we move it down that way. Scale them a little bit bigger. I'm just looking on the left side. There we go. Perfect. It's got dimension to it. It's not the best, not the most perfect thing in the world, but that's your wheel. Okay, hold on. Because I have day and night mode on, and my shit turned yellow. Boom. Look at that. The whole wheel. We made it by hand, and it's pretty much good to be used. You can use it on your car and everything. This is with ambient occlusion. See, the thing is, the reason why I don't like using ambient occlusion, and yes, I am sick, is because of this. You see these lines? They show up in such a hard distance. I don't have an example anymore because I used to have them on my long champs. But yeah. So basically, this is the other stuff that I was talking about. Ambient occlusion adds shading, but it also adds lines to your rim. Basically the way it looks. It looks so much nicer though, right? So, hold on. I don't remember specifically how to bake. Let me see. Yeah, see? I don't remember specifically how to bake. I've fallen too fast. Okay. Hold on, let me grab it again. Ooh. We gotta re-UV map these again. Give me a second. Cause me goofing around with the freaking bake while I'm giving a tutorial was not a wise idea. Any questions about anything? Anything you want me to do? that's within my ability of being able to do, just DM me on Discord. I'll put my Discord in the description, and I'll put a time skip from when I actually start building. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the whole wheel. I showed you guys how to make it, the shape, and you know, the textures. And after this, you just export it. I suggest when you export it onto an alt account. Do not use your main. Use an alt account that has no correlation to your name at all, because you know, we are in a freaking community where people think theft is like the access point to get whatever it is that they needed. But yeah, this is pretty much it. I'll probably do more tutorials in the future, but thank you for those who watched, and I hope you guys learned something. Peace.